I think that was my first episode that was mine, that I could really...
Imagine being just 11 years old, stepping onto the set of one of America's most beloved TV shows, only to face a scene so emotionally raw and heartbreaking that decades later, you still can't bring yourself to watch it again. This was the reality for Melissa Sue Anderson, the young actress who played Mary Ingalls on Little House on the Prairie. Behind the wholesome, sunlit world of the Ingalls family, there was a moment in 1974 that left a deep, lasting scar on her. A moment she has never been able to relive. The episode in question is titled, "The Lord is My Shepherd," and it aired during the early seasons of Little House on the Prairie. While the story primarily focused on Laura Ingalls, played by Melissa Gilbert, it was a heavy, emotionally charged episode that shook the entire cast, especially Anderson. In this episode, the Ingalls family welcomes a new baby boy, Charles Jr., into their home. The family is overjoyed, but Laura struggles with feelings of jealousy and neglect. She wishes, in a moment of childish frustration, that her baby brother would disappear. Tragically, the baby falls ill and dies suddenly, leaving Laura devastated and consumed by guilt. Believing her selfish thoughts caused the death, she runs away into the mountains, where she encounters a mysterious man who helps her find forgiveness and healing. Though Mary Ingalls was not the central character in this episode, Melissa Sue Anderson was deeply affected by the emotional intensity on set. The grief and sorrow portrayed were so real and palpable that it blurred the lines between acting and genuine emotion. Watching her co-stars cry and mourn a fictional loss was overwhelming for a young girl, and the experience left a mark she has never been able to shake. Melissa Sue Anderson was born on September 26, 1962, in Berkeley, California. She wasn't born into a family of actors or Hollywood royalty. Instead, her journey into acting began when her ballet teacher noticed her natural presence and suggested she get a talent agent. By the time she was 8, she was already appearing in commercials and small TV roles. Her big break came in 1974 when she was cast as Mary Ingalls, the eldest daughter in the Ingalls family on Little House on the Prairie. From the start, Anderson brought a quiet strength and grace to the role, embodying Mary's dependable and gentle nature. The show was a massive hit, beloved for its portrayal of family values, resilience, and simple frontier life. On set, Anderson found a warm and supportive environment, with Michael Landon, who played Charles Ingalls and also served as producer and writer, acting as a mentor. But as the show progressed, the storylines grew darker and more emotionally demanding, especially for Anderson. The 1974 episode was just the beginning of a series of emotionally heavy story arcs for her. Over the years, Mary Ingalls faced significant hardships, including going blind after scarlet fever and later, the devastating loss of her newborn child in a fire. These storylines required Anderson to portray intense emotions like grief, frustration, and helplessness, all while she was still a teenager herself. In interviews, she has spoken about how exhausting and painful it was to repeatedly dive into such dark material. One particularly heartbreaking moment came in season 6, when Mary and her husband lose their baby. Anderson described how the show's writers seemed to ask, "What can we do to Melissa Sue that's really awful?" highlighting the emotional burden placed on her. Despite the show's success and her critical acclaim, including a Primetime Emmy nomination, Anderson has never rewatched The Lord is My Shepherd. It's not because the episode was poorly made or her performance was lacking. Rather, it's because the episode opened a door to a level of emotional storytelling that felt too heavy for a young girl to carry. The grief and sorrow portrayed were so real and raw that Anderson has chosen to protect herself by leaving that memory in the past. For her, watching it again would mean reliving a trauma that was both fictional and deeply personal. After 7 seasons, Anderson decided to leave Little House on the Prairie. The emotional toll of the role had become too much, and she wanted to reclaim her peace and mental health. Unlike many child stars who struggle with fame or fall into scandal, Anderson made a conscious choice to step away on her own terms. She continued acting in TV movies and guest roles but gradually shifted her focus to family life. In 1990, she married television writer and producer Michael Sloan, and together they raised 2 children in Canada, where Anderson became a naturalized citizen. Her post-Hollywood life has been marked by privacy, stability, and a deliberate distance from the spotlight. She has occasionally appeared at fan events or in documentaries, but always on her own terms, maintaining boundaries that protect her well-being. Melissa Sue Anderson's reserved nature and decision to keep her private life out of the public have sometimes been misunderstood by fans. Online discussions often describe her as distant or aloof compared to her co-stars, especially Melissa Gilbert, who had a more bubbly and public persona. Some fans speculate that Anderson's mother played a strong role in managing her career and public image, which may have contributed to her serious demeanor on set. Others defend her, pointing out that her focus and professionalism allowed her to handle some of the show's most challenging storylines with grace. Her memoir, The Way I See It, reflects this guarded approach, offering a formal and honest look at her experiences without sensationalism. While some fans hoped for more behind-the-scenes drama, Anderson chose to share her story with dignity and respect for her past. Melissa Sue Anderson's story is a powerful example of the emotional challenges child actors can face, especially when portraying heavy themes like grief and loss. Her refusal to revisit that one episode from 1974 is a testament to the lasting impact such roles can have on young performers. Yet, her legacy is not defined by trauma alone. Anderson is remembered for her professionalism, her quiet strength, and her ability to bring depth and authenticity to her roles. She chose peace over fame, privacy over publicity, and family over the relentless demands of Hollywood. In an industry that often consumes its brightest stars, Anderson's story is one of resilience and self-preservation. She reminds us that behind every beloved character is a real person with limits and boundaries, and that sometimes, the bravest choice is to walk away. Melissa Sue Anderson's journey from a shy ballet student to a beloved TV icon is inspiring. The emotional weight of that 1974 episode on Little House on the Prairie shaped her career and her life in profound ways. While fans may never fully understand why she refuses to watch it, her choice is a powerful reminder of the human side of acting, where the lines between fiction and reality can blur, and where protecting one's mental health is paramount. Her story encourages us to appreciate the sacrifices behind the scenes and to respect the boundaries that actors set for their own well-being. Melissa Sue Anderson's grace, both on and off screen, continues to resonate with audiences, proving that sometimes, silence and distance speak louder than words.